All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. And also the brothers that teach this word and the truth and the sincerity and with charity. I'm the brother I will you from the GMS Chicago branch here in Chicago. Come back at you with another lesson. So I'm basically entitled this lesson, famine will lead to no food and no food will lead to cannibalism. Because what? The famine is here. Our elders and apostles have been talking about it for years. And, the prophecies is being made manifest. The prophecies are manifesting themselves. So I'm going to play this clip real quick. And I'm going to just jump straight into it.
We're in the Walmart in Columbia, South Carolina, by Fort Jackson. And check this out. There is literally no food on the shelves. None. Look, lunch meat. It's supposed to be lunch meat there. It's all gone. It is all gone. There is no meat here at all. This is wild. That's for grilling, breakfast, nothing. We're getting into this is the poultry section. This is crazy. I think we have a trucking shortage or something going on, or delivery shortage or something. I don't know. This is trippy. Nothing over here in the beef section. Crazy.
And right, this is basically Bible prophecy that we're seeing. Second Esdras is being, is being translated. How it talks about it, I'm gonna just end up getting it. But everything our elders and our apostles have been talking about for years, that these things are going to happen, and we're seeing, these prophecies being made known. How about Shemel Shai speeding up the times? And every single marketplace that this Jake's basically demonstrated, it's going to be all over the country, all over the nation. Not only here in America, but globally. Because it was an article that came out last year, how it talks about, famine of biblical proportions, So a lot of people is going to starve, it's a shortage on baby formula. A lot of these children are going to die from starvation. A lot of these women is going to eat their own kids. Because the so-called black woman got 8 to 9 kids. But I'm going to just jump straight into it. Because we're entering into some dangerous times, But ultimately, the elect will be protected. This is the book of 2 Ezra 16:22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." And right, the video I just displayed, on the screen, it basically just showed that 2 Ezra 16:22 is basically that whole video from start to finish. There was no food on the shelves, and it's going to be like that, throughout all these different marketplaces across the nation. A Walmart, a Target, a Fair Play, or, different corner stores. This is going to be like, the video, the Jake was walking, he was basically, looking at the shelves, how it was empty. That's going to be everywhere. And with the famine will be no food, and no food will lead to cannibalism. Because what? This is a step-by-step process. A lot of these people are going to be desperate. A lot of these people are going to, try to get food for their families, and a lot of these people are going to resort to cannibalism. It says, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, right? And that video was a big example of that. No food, anything of any sorts. So this is the book of 2 Ezra 15:19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And when I mean this is a step-by-step process, what I mean is, when this famine set in, a lot of people is going to be going out looking for food. A lot of these people ain't going to be able to find the food that they're looking for their families. So what? They're going to end up robbing, their next door neighbor or whatnot. So say, for instance, a guy you knew for 35 years, or whatever the case may be, or a neighbor you knew for 40 years. A lot of these people are going to be fighting, just to eat. And this is going to be a reality. Especially in these low-income neighborhoods, because Jake is for their own. Well, Jake, would kill for his family. Like I said, these low-income neighborhoods is going to catch the worst. because you have things in these low income neighborhoods called a food desert. You know, a lot of jakes don't have these different marketplaces in the hood. So what's going to end up happening? Jake is going to go to these suburban neighborhoods and try to steal off Esau. So it's a lot that's coming to this place. And Famines is a big part of that. Cannibalism is going to play just like the famine in Samaria. I believe it was 7 years. It's going to be here in America, because you have to understand also, Daniel 12:1 is going to be a time like never before. So that that friend you knew for 20, 30 years, y'all going to be fighting amongst each other. And this is reality. I did a video entitled, reality is going to hit these people hard. And a lot of, reality is going to hit these people hard. This is, let's see. This is the book of Lamentations 4:9. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away stricken through for what? Of the fruits of the field. Right. So it'd be better to, just get shot. That'd be an easy death. To die slowly from hunger. This is one of the Lord's four sword judgments that the Lord is bringing down heavy upon Babylon the Great. It's going to hit the rest of the world hard, but mainly here in America, the Lord is cooking up something special for this place. Babylon the Great. Because as I say, the Lord is saving the best for last. The Lord is going to really fuck up America. For all the wickedness that is spread throughout the world. The Lord has something special for this place. Starting with you Israelites. You 2/3. A lot of you 2/3 are going to starve to death. A lot of you 2/3 is going to cannibalize each other. It says, verse 10, it says, the hands of the pitiful woman have sighted their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. Right, so you Israelite women are going to be eating your own kids. The kids that you had by 5 different men. Because starting with the so-called black women, they got 16 kids. By 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 different men. So a lot of these so-called black women is going to be eating their children. And this is going to be a reality across America. So I'm going to read this again. This is the book of Lamentations 4:10. It says, the hands of the pitiful woman have slaughtered their own children. Meaning what? They have cooked their own children. It says, they were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. Right, exactly right. So a lot of these women are going to suffer the most. A lot of these women, is going to be cannibalizing their own children. Seeing, some movies that you see, for example, like the movie The Road, the book of Eli, how it depicts these different things, cannibalism and different things like that. And that's going to be a reality, whether you believe it or whether you don't. This is the book of Isaiah 9:20. And it says, and he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. Well, a lot of these people are going to be eating themselves also. When these people get desperate enough, a lot of these people are going to be eating themselves. A lot of people are going to be tearing off their own limbs, try to, get food. They basically going to be their own food. Like I said, the Lord is cooking up something special for this place, Babylon the Great. The Lord is bringing his four sword judgments down hard. And famine is being a big one that the Lord is bringing heavy upon this place. The Lord is going to make these people suffer. Like I always go back to Daniel 12:1. It's going to be a time like never before. And it is going to be a time like never before. The Lord is going to make these people suffer. Bear with me for a second. Actually, I'm gonna come back to that. I want to get the account. I want to get the account in Samaria. Bear with me for a second. This is the book of 2 Kings 6 and 25. It says, and there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cast of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. Right, so it was a famine in Samaria. I believe it was 7 years. It was a famine in Samaria for a decent amount of time. They were eating donkey's head and they was eating bird shit. So what? I'll go back to Daniel 12:1 again. It's going to be a time like never before. So if this was happening in Samaria, they were struggling this bad. How much more when there's no food on the shelves? How much more, you know, when people is trying to rob you for that, for food, you know? A lot of these people is going to be kidnapping one another, and they're going to be eating each other. And that's just going to be a reality. It's going to be these different horror films that you watch. The streets of America is going to be very bloody, very soon. And we're living in those times right now. It says, verse 26, it says, and the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall. There cried a woman unto him, saying, help my lord, O king. And it says, and he said, if the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the wine press? Right, so basically, if Yahweh Shem Shai is not for you during these times, the Lord is not, Yahweh Shem Shai is not your covering, you fucked. If you out of Psalms, the 91st chapter, you fucked, It says, and the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So they were basically making deals of who they're going to eat first and who they're going to eat last, And this is some very gruesome shit. This is some very dark shit that is soon to come here, to the soils of America. We haven't seen anything yet. We're only in the beginning of sorrows. Everything that you're seeing right now, you think is bad right now. Just wait. Just wait till the Lord goes all out, with his four sword judgments, and famine being a big part of that. It says, so we boiled my son and did eat him, and I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him, and she had hid her son. And like I said, a lot of these women are going to be eating their own children, The so-called black, starting with the so-called black woman that got like 16 to 20 kids, by like 16 different men, And it's gonna be very gruesome in the streets of America, Because it was a scene in, I believe, the movie The Road, how they were having, basically having human cattle, in a basement, taking turns, on the people they caught, which day they want to eat each person, people were missing limbs, people were missing legs. I can go to an episode of The Walking Dead. I believe it was season 4, season 5. They were basically having a human cattle farm for what? For food. And this is going to be a reality in the soils of America. It says, verse 30, it says, it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth upon his flesh. All right, so he was, basically very sad. So ultimately, this is what's coming to the soils of America, But I want to get, 2 more scriptures, because ultimately I'm going to end it off on a good note, because ultimately the elect is going to be okay in the times that's to come. So this is the book of Sirach 2:10. It says, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Right, so ultimately, when the elect calls on the name of Yahweh Shem Shai, they're going to be good. Just how Elijah didn't have any food to eat, but what? The Lord sent ravens, I believe it was ravens, to feed him, when he needed it the most, Just a lot of our forefathers, when our forefathers needed help, Yahweh Shem Shai delivered them, out of their distress and out of their affliction. So I want to get one more, because ultimately, I'm ending off in a good note, because the elect is going to be good, in the times that's to come. So this is the book of Isaiah 65:13. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. It says, behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. And it says what? Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Right, and that's ultimately what's going to happen, The elect is going to be good in the times that's to come, We ultimately don't know how we're going to eat, but the Yahweh Shem Shai is going to provide a way for his elect men, to eat, So just expect miracles, and just expect, that cover from Yahweh Shem Shai, because ultimately the elect is going to be good. You're going to eat no matter what. Thus said the Bible. So with that being said, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to end out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai, Shem Kakodash. Double honor to the elders and our apostles, the great millstone, taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopefully like that's around the four corners of the globe. Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. The Lord want to come back with another lesson soon. Until next time, wah, a ba ba ba.